Hare Krishna. Today I want to talk about the way to happiness. Through way to happiness. Every one of us are searching for happiness, but we don't know what is real happiness is. We see so much advertised about happiness, but practically speaking, we see only few people know that the platform of real happiness. It is the real happiness that only described in Bhagavad Gita by Lord Krishna to Arjuna. Happiness is generally perceived through our senses. For example, a stone, for instance, has no senses and cannot perceive happiness and distress. Only developed conscious can perceive happiness and distress more intensely than undeveloped consciousness. For example, trees have consciousness, but it is not developed. Trees may stand for long time in all kinds of weather, but they have no way of perceiving miseries. If a human being were asked to stand like a tree for only 3 days or even less, he would not be able to tolerate it. Happiness that we are experiencing in this material world is not real happiness. If someone asks a tree, "Are you really feeling happy?" the tree might say, "Yes, I am happy, standing here all year. I am enjoying the wind and snowfall very much, etc." This may be enjoyed by the tree, but for the human being, it is very low standard of enjoyment. Ramante yogino nante satyananda chidatmani. The yogis who are aspiring after spiritual life are also tasting enjoyment by focusing on super soul within. If there is no pleasure, if there is no enjoyment, then what is the point of going to so much trouble to control the senses? What kind of pleasure are the yogis relishing? Is they are taking so much trouble? The pleasure is ananta, endless. How is this? The spirit soul is eternal, and the Supreme Lord is eternal, and the loving exchanges is eternal. One who is actually intelligent with refrain from the sensual enjoyment of the material body and fix his enjoyment in spiritual life. His participation in spiritual life is with the Supreme Lord, with Krishna. The ordinary exchanges that can place between the material bodies, rather than it is an exchange of feelings through spiritual bodies. One has to somewhat intelligent to understand this. For a foolish man who cannot understand what real happiness is. Happiness is this material world. In India, there is a story of a man who did not know what sugarcane was and was told that it was very sweet to chew. "Oh, what does it look like?" he asked. "It looks just like a bamboo rod," someone said. But the foolish man began to chew all kinds of bamboo rods. How can he begin to experience the sweetness of trying for them by chewing the material body? Therefore, there is no happiness and no pleasure. For the time being, there may be some little feeling of pleasure, but that is not actual pleasure. In Srimad Bhagavatam, the material world is compared to a great ocean. Within the material universe, there are millions and billions of planets floating in the space. And we can just imagine how many Atlantic and Pacific oceans are there. In fact, the whole material universe is linked to a great ocean of misery, a ocean of birth and death. In order to cross this great ocean of, a strong boat is needed, and that strong boat is lotus feet of Krishna. We should immediately get aboard that boat. We should not hesitate, thinking that Krishna feet are very small. The whole universe is simply resting on his leg. For one who shelter on his feet, it is said that the material universe is no more significant than a puddle of water found in the impression of the calf's hoof print. There is certainly no difficulty in crossing over such a small puddle. The actual freedom of all miseries arising from material contact, the material world due to uncontrolled senses. The yoga process is meant to control these senses. If someone we can manage to control these senses, we can turn our face to actual spiritual happiness to make our life successful. Hare Krishna.